we'll continue on and we'll get into the news.
Yes.
I'm going to pass this over to, shockingly, we're going to pass this over to our friend Mario first.
This segment is called now, at least for this week, Mario's Fresh Baked News.
Yes, I have one
freshly baked from his bakery.
I have one right in the oven. I hope we're ready for this fresh news because it's not a good one. So glad that this was my first attempt at doing the news. But first things first, and again, this.
You're the realist?
What was that?
You said first things first, and I'm like, the realist?
First on the realist. Okay. To go with, again, similar themes to our last episode when we talked about Blizzard and Activision. We're going to talk about something that's not so fun. At the very least, if anything, if you are, sensitive to any of these topics, this is definitely something that to be aware of. There's not a whole lot in terms of, it's not similar to the Activision Blizzard, but I just want to at least give those warnings. So let's go ahead and go to our first article, which of course is from Polygon's Nicole Carpenter. How the founder's toxic culture tore apart FullBright, the studio behind Gone Home, which of course, as we've talked about last week, Gone Home is a very big game that's very important to me and both Sly specifically. So this hits the hardest. But basically, Steve Gaynor, the owner, one of the founders of FullBright, created the game Gone Home in 2013 with a company that was literally a size of 4 people. It was Gaynor and 3 other people. Since now, as of today, it has ballooned up to about under 20 people in staff at any given time. There's about 20 people running because they've moved on to another game called Tacoma, and now they're on to their newest game, which I believe is called Open Roads, which stars, it's definitely their most, how can I say, it's their biggest budgeted yet. It also teamed up with Annapurna, which I actually had no idea this had anything to do with FullBright. And I'm wondering if that was on purpose, because I've seen the footage of this game and it looks incredible, but I had no idea that it was a FullBright game. But essentially what had go ahead.
I knew it was a FullBright game.
Oh, okay.
I had seen stuff with them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Okay. Essentially, women in leadership positions at FullBright told Polygon that they experienced constant micromanagement that seemed difficult for them to do their jobs, having even the smallest details approved by Gaynor himself. In 2020, 4 women had left the company due to these microaggressions. Ultimately, yes, it seems that throughout the years of the lifetime of FullBright, Steve Gaynor has been in constant control, and when it comes to anyone, and it comes to his vision of these games, they are constantly belittled and seemingly just told, no, you're real terrible stuff, and heavily directed towards women specifically, to the point where it was a problem where when it was pointed out to him at certain points that there might be an article written about him that, and he just scoffed it off. And here we are, literally an article written about him specifically. I'm going to go ahead and read a section from the article because I thought this was pretty important. It's a studio that's perceived to be inclusive and friendly to groups of people who have historically been marginalized. It's a studio that amplifies these voices rather than stifling them, at least when it comes to its games and its stories that they tell. People might expect a toxic culture at a AAA studio, but not at a studio like FullBright. Former employees said, yet these allegations were reported constantly and consistently, and it's because of it the studio has lost a large portion of its staff over the years. Now, granted, 2013, 2021, a staff of 4 to a staff of 20, everyone knows each other. You see everyone in this small space, even if it's, remote, which of course they have to be possibly doing right now. But these people, everyone knows each other from the ground level, from foundation all the way up. Following this mass exodus of FullBright's employees from 2020 and 2021, the leads remain at the company were tasked with hiring new employees. 2 sources told Polygon that they were hesitant to hire the qualified, most talented women who applied for the roles out of fear that they might be treated by Gaynor specifically. Now, the reason, obviously, that I wanted to pull this up, because like I said, this company, this person actually meant a lot to me, especially when it came to indie games and the idea of starting the small, grassroots company, making something so poignant and beautiful, and has influenced many games since. Has influenced, you know, a lot of Annapurna games, specifically like Edith Finch, that we talk about constantly on the show. It just fucking horrendous to hear that he is this type of person behind the scenes, especially towards women, when majority of his movies and games, most of the games have all just featured women specifically. Gone Home, Tacoma, and even this new one, which is a mother-daughter game. And this is just fucking disgusting is the best way that I describe it. And then when I read this and I was going through it, I was honestly very, very sad because I just did not see this. And then Steve, I've seen him in many interviews because I've been fascinated by the story of this, you know, this guy who originally came from the 2K team that did BioShock 2 DLC, specifically Minerva's Den, which is everyone talks about highly. And he was a part of that team, branched out, made FullBright with 3 other individuals, made one of the best games of all time, in my opinion, and is a fucking trash person. And I wanted to bring this up because I feel like we absolutely need accountability and to have these conversations coming up. And no matter who you are, that people speak up. Is there, other than this situation, obviously Activision Blizzard, is there any been a situation like this that you just you wish versus just not the story? I mean, has anyone else have gone through this in terms of like a figurehead?
It's not something we generally see in the indie space, especially because these studios are so that it seems like whenever there is somebody who is in this position, we like exodus from that studio. And so when people started to leave, I kind of got nervous. Something like this might be going on. So it's really heartbreaking to have that confirmed. And I mean, I remember when I saw the news broke, it was Wednesday because I was in the middle of a game session.
Yeah.
And I saw the Open Roads tweet and I go, oh no. And then like 5 minutes later, you get the tweet from Polygon about their article. And I was like, all right, so it's happening. I mean, they got out in front of it. They took him out of a management position. I would have liked to see him just gone, but, you know, he's been such an integral part of that studio and those stories that, you know, it's hard to do that in the middle of a game cycle,
So let me I'm just confused. So he micromanaged people? What else did he do?
He would, to the point where it became like like there's not a whole lot of details that they don't go into, but ultimately there was just a lot of things where the way that people would feel being in a room with him, to the point where like they needed to leave the company. Like he was
just like an asshole boss.
Like to the extent of like just someone that was like only needed like his vision and would not take anyone else's thoughts in consideration, and belittled them at such a, you know.
It sounds like there was a lot of like you're saying, belittling and like gaslighting and talking down to the employees, which can make a really hostile working environment. So
which then causes people to leave, and they leave in mass doses. We're thinking, again, the very small amount of years that this company has been around. And again, the company was only 4 people 7 years ago. So for that many women to leave specifically because of behavior, like when your stories are about women, they're stories about people that are suffering and going through things, and you're causing the suffering. That's what it's so odd about this story and about Steve and his involvement within his games. Granted, I loved Gone Home, but at any cost of anybody feeling that way, like it doesn't make sense. Literally, the game is fighting against shit. So I don't know. It at a level just like, and at a small microcosm. It's not like they're like I said, they're not fucking Blizzard or that. Which again, we're saying now, don't fucking be that way at a big level, let alone a small level. That's why when I preface that it was 20 people, there's under 20 people at any given time. You know everybody. You know from all the way down. There's no HR department, from what I understand in this place. And he is the head. He's the figurehead. He actually was the Twitter handle for many years until finally they actually asked him to, move away from it, where he was FullBright. FullBright was his identity. And then for this to come out about him is just very fucked up.
That's a big thing. What indie developers do is like they become the
Look at Phil
Twitter
Fish.
handle.
Yeah.
The guy that made Aerial Knight as well, right? They are the Twitter handle for the game itself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see the same thing with Beautiful Glitch, where it's the studio Twitter, but also a personal Twitter, which is always fun.
It's very possible that fame got to his head. Like with people like that, when you make something that's a hit, you think everybody else is wrong and you're the only one who can make something right. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, you lost your role because of that, bud. Maybe you should be nicer to people next time, but
Yeah.
Just out of
Hopefully he learns from it.
Like, out of sheer curiosity, was the micromanaging that he's specifically doing directly towards women that worked at the company, or was it to specifically everyone who was working with said person?
That's what I also want to know too.
So in the
because
article,
it doesn't sound like it's targeted towards women. It's just like he was just an asshole to everybody, and a lot of women took it.
No, they're definitely, and again, I'm paraphrasing just the article. If you actually read the whole thing, they go into certain modes where, they talked about there are just certain elements where it's like they will not either hire women because of the way that people have been treated in the past, but there's also been certain instances where, it's seemingly only towards women for the most part.
Okay.
Like it was oddly like very specific. So that's why it's such like again, coming from the media that they consume from the company to the person writing it, who's
I haven't played the game, so I have no idea.
No, exactly.
Who any of these people are.
No, I know. And then for that person to have their voice be that and project that, for them to be shitheads in the back end, it just doesn't. It's a total misconception. So yeah,
No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, the only reason why I asked you is just because I just wanted to get some like specific perspective on it. Like, I completely understand as a woman who works in a tech space and does podcasts and been playing video games for well over a decade. It's just like I completely understand like the differences, because I could like, at least from my specific like experience, like I could say something to someone and they get like either like as even like a like as my day job, I'm being a supervisor, it's just like you'll let someone know like, hey, I need you to do this, like, hey, I'm just reaching out to say that I need you to do this, and they like freak out. But then if a male on the project says like, hey, can I get you to do this, they're like, okay, cool, I can definitely do that for you. It's just like it's very difficult, especially as a woman in a leadership position, to, and I am all about like when you like respect isn't like just received, it's earned. But when you are trying to do your job to the best of your abilities and then have people constantly micromanaging you and belittling you, like it's definitely demeaning. And if I was in that specific position, I'd be like, I'm out, like I can't deal with this, because not only are these women like they're in leadership positions, and being with a small group, like knowing that this is happening and then just consistently being treated like you don't know what you're talking about. Like I don't know like I will admit, like I don't know all the fine details about the certain situation, but speaking from experience, it makes you feel like shit when you have to deal with stuff like this. And then you start questioning, is it my fault? Or like and these women, like obviously they're talented, they are working in a indie company. Just because it's an indie company doesn't mean they're talented. It means they're fucking talented as hell, because that means that they have the strive to push themselves to be able to create games and be able to make themselves like go further distances. I'm not saying that if you work in a major company that's not what you're like, but you need to have some sort of like at least self-management to be able to work in some indie studios. So it's just really shitty to do that, especially like God, it's fucking 2021. Like, I understand that this is happening on a regular basis, and we're now seeing a lot of this coming to rise. And unfortunately, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, like indie companies are great," and then I've even heard some people say like, "Oh, this never happens with it." That's not the case. It doesn't matter if you're an indie company or if you're Blizzard. Like, if you're a
Company
shitty
is a
person,
company.
it doesn't matter who or where you are. You're still a shitty person.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate that these women had to experience this, and I'm really hoping that they have a really like great future ahead of them and that they find a positive space that accepts them and their talents, and I can only imagine that they're going to go far.
It's funny. I believe there was, and I don't know. Again, we watched the Annapurna interactive showcase that happened, and there was someone there that was formerly a FullBright that probably had to deal with these problems and created their own studios.
So stupid.
Which, hopefully that studio will now take on and be great. So I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
But I think that pretty much wraps up this story. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it right back to you, Frank.
All right. Our next article comes from IGN's Joe Scrubbles. Sony says it can now reach a goal of 22 million PS5 sales without shortages. Sony is saying that they somehow acquired enough components to actually hit their goal of 22 million units of the PlayStation 5 by the end of the fiscal year. Sony CEO Hiroko Totoki said during an earnings call that they took various measures to secure semiconductors. And I have a quote here. For PS5 and the number of units to be sold this year, the target has been set, and we have secured the number of chips that is necessary to achieve that. And regarding the supply of semiconductors, we are not concerned. So basically, Sony conjured up a bunch of semiconductors, probably by like sacrificing chickens or goats or something like that. So yeah, they have enough to make up about 12.5 million PlayStations by the end of this fiscal year. So if you can't get a PlayStation out of those 12.5 million, I don't know what to tell you, bud. I don't know what to tell you. They've been around. There's people going to GameStop still going like, how do I get a PlayStation? It's like there's like a pre-order almost every day. You can literally buy one almost every day now. They're almost back in stock every day.
Yeah.
You play yours every day, right, Frank? You still play yours every day? Okay.
Nope.
Mine's a $500 fucking doorstop right now.
Yeah, there ain't no fucking games. What am I gonna play?
Spider-Man PS4.
I already played it. I already platinumed it. I don't want to do it again.
The only
Me
game that
too. I flattened both Spider-Man and Miles Morales. I'm still
I
playing.
got Cobalt Order.
You don't want
mine.
to play
I can't do that.
Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut? You don't want to play that again? You don't want to Death
No, I got-
Stranding's Director's Cut?
That's the thing. So, you know what the problem with that I have is that if that was an add-on to the game, hell yeah, I would get it, 100%. I'm not spending another $60 on that on Ghost of Tsushima. Fuck no.
Did you have the first one?
Oh, yeah, I have it. I bought
It's
it.
$10. Oh, is it a $10 increase?
Yeah, we still have to pay for it. It's bullshit.
He said 60.
At least with
I said
like
10.
like Final Fantasy.
So it's only $10 on top of what it
Yeah, since you own it already, it's like $10 and you get an upgrade.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
then I
but
gotta go
still,
through the
like
game
with
again,
Final
right?
Fantasy, you can
No,
just
your
get
save
the upgrade
goes
for
over.
free.
Yeah, save goes over.
But you're starting from the beginning though, right?
No, your save will go over. You have to just upload the save. You upload the save. Have you ever? We'll talk about this later, but just Final Fantasy.
I have to look into what the director's cut actually means.
Sure.
I think that's what we're.
It's final.
Yeah, it's like a new island.
It's integrated.
Yeah.
Oh, it's integrated. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So it's just separate content.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
integrated. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll probably end up doing that. Yeah. Then I'll end up doing that.
Yeah.
still to this day, the only game that I was interested in got delayed to 2022, and I can get it on PC. So
Hey, you know.
What game is that?
Stray.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Stray.
I really want to play Stray.
Hey,
So-
but we got 12 minutes, August 15th. Let's
yeah,
fucking
I
go.
can't wait.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah, I'm playing through. Yeah, oh, I
At
can't.
least
Wait
until it gets delayed.
no, I can't
No,
wait 12 more minutes.
12 minutes. I can't
12
wait
more
for 12
minutes.
more minutes.
12 more
12
years,
minutes, I
more
feel
like.
is a definite date. We're gonna get 12 minutes on that date now.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get William Dafoe in it. I can't wait.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe, Daisy Ridley, and who else?
James McAvoy.
McAvoy. Yes.
Good voice actors there.
That is an all-star cast right there. I will say.
I love Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe's a shit, dude. All right, guys. Well, yeah. If you, one last note:
For the
PlayStation
PS
sold.
The only thing that I want to say about the PS5 is like they're supposed to have like they said they're gonna hit their quota for this year. Great for them. Good for them. Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's 12 million consoles coming.
I also
out
call
by the end of
that-
the fiscal year.
I also call that a no shit you're gonna hit it because it's been sold out for so many times. So yeah.
The thing is 12 million. That's 12 million worldwide.
Mhm.
Right? Worldwide. It's not just America
Worldwide?
we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're white. We're not talking about we're talking about the entire world, not just
Yeah.
America. So 12 million is not that much.
We could probably get a lot more of those consoles here. We'll probably get a lot of them here. A lot of here in Japan and here, and then Europe itself. But
It's just
Yeah,
sprinkle it in
I just don't feel like 12 million is that much. But honestly, though, this is the first year it's out, right? Or the second year it's out.
Year
So-
two,
technically,
baby.
the
Yeah, year two.
second- and they still ain't got no games.
Technically.
Yeah, but again, it's the start of the console. It's gonna
Yeah.
take time. It's gonna take time, right? Because we already know the next. I know the next Final Fantasy VII remake is gonna be PS5 only. That's gonna happen.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Spider-Man game is gonna be PS5 only. Next God of War is gonna be PS5 only. Like you got a lot of these
Next
games
year
that are gonna be kind of.
is actually like filling out to be a banger because
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank was PS5 only already.
Yeah.
So like we're starting to get into
Returnal.
this. Yeah, Returnal was also PS5. So like we're getting to that point. We're getting to that point. The
Yeah.
the thing about PlayStation 5 is like we know where they stand. Where like next gen is all you're gonna get is next gen stuff, right? Xbox, you could just kind of be like, if I had an Xbox One, I'm fine, right? Nobody. I don't see people like up in arms of like oh, Xbox has no games when you can just play them still on the previous Xbox.
Yeah, you have Game Pass.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah,
hear the
with Game
argument
Pass,
Xbox
exactly.
got no games when you can do Game Pass and play
They have
Xbox
so many
originals.
fucking games. So many games.
Yeah.
So I can see why PlayStation is like the people that have PlayStations are kind of like we don't have many games to play. We don't, right?
We're getting through these games pretty quick, Sony, and there's not a lot coming out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
we're gonna have to
remasters
wait.
coming out, which is
This-
weird.
But this is a typical cycle for new consoles that come out. There's not many games that come out when you first get
Yep.
them, right?
All remasters.
Yeah.
Not a lot
I mean,
of new releases.
I would say usually.
Xbox broke it, right?
After
Xbox
you-
broke it with Game Pass.
Well,
No.
okay. Pandemic aside, usually year two is probably the best one, which is what we're kind of in. But yeah, I pandemic.
Any other kind of console cycle, yeah, maybe year 2 would have been better, right? Because of the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah,
Year 3's got to be kind of a banger.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we gotta strike 1 year off of the PlayStation. Say, you know what, COVID, you get a year off. You know what I mean? But like, at least this next year coming up has to be a banger for Sony if I'm even gonna touch this console. Apparently.
Because I played Demon Souls last time I played my PS5 was Demon Souls,
There you go.
and like it's just one of those things where I would love to use this thing. I like this thing. This thing is cool.
Yeah.
It's vertical and shit. But like, come on, right?
Yeah, I need something.
Like if I ever
now.
want to keep my door open, I can use this thing right now. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh yeah. Did you ever? If someone ever like opens your door because you just leave it unlocked, you just throw it at them. It's gonna blow.
Dude, you can kill a person with this thing.
Oh yeah, that thing is ginormous.
Did we mention it's a slow new week?
Yeah, it's a very slow news week. I
I
got
use
some.
my PS5 controller more than I use a PS5. I just want
Oh
to say that.
no.
There you go.
We do have some quickies though that I saw on there. This one's for Fee. Blackpink are teaming up with PUBG. This comes from IGN's Jared Moore. I don't know if you've ever played PUBG, guys, but I will say this: that game's target audience is stopped being the United States. It is now South Korea. It's always kind of just been South Korea now. I think South Korea is the only thing keeping that game alive, which is why this move makes so much
Good
sense.
for them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, out of like any specific group, I like getting Blackpink for a collaboration. I know this might seem like nothing to you guys, but that's actually pretty fucking big.
I
I'm
want to
like-
ask one thing.
Yeah, sure.
How
It's
the
one
fuck?
of the two
How
groups I know.
fuck did not go, or how did Epic Games not reach out and just be like, go into Fortnite? That's it. I
Well,
feel
that's
like
the thing.
if
Well,
Fortnite
target
did
audience.
that- no, but if
Right.
I really do think if Fortnite did that, that would have been huge for Fortnite. I think huge.
Yeah.
I get the target audience.
Hey, we
thing,
still
right?
got BTS. Okay,
okay.
BTS could happen.
BTS
I
could
get-
happen in
it'll be
I
Fortnite.
get the target.
Smooth like butter, you know, it's gonna be great.
Great song. I get we're trying to like hit the target audience, but you want to bring more people into the game, right? You want to bring more people.
Nobody
It's
wants
not
to
just
play
hitting
that
target audience, huh?
I don't want to play that game.
Yeah, Fortnite has tried. I mean, Battlegrounds has tried. They've tried it. They tried with Suicide Squad. They tried with what did they have another
by
like?
the way, Frank, guess what I downloaded today? I downloaded Bloodsport. In Fortnite.
But look at the Travis Scott stuff that happened. Look at the Ariana Grande stuff that happened. Imagine if that was Blackpink or BTS.
Yeah.
Right? She would fucking
sure.
download that in a second. She'd be like, "Fuck you guys tonight. I'm gonna go play Fortnite."
Yeah, I know. 100% agree. I don't think
the audience you want though. You want the fees of the audience.
I don't think Player Unknown or Player Unknown's not, I don't even think a part of the project anymore. I think he's just said fuck it. I wiped his hands of it. It's been sold.
He's working on his own thing.
But yeah, that group is primarily just like it. At some point, it just like you can tell they just took like South Korean MMO models and just threw them in the game. It's they don't have money for BTS. They don't got BTS money.
Did you see they renamed PUBG actually? It is now PUBG Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
So it's now Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
What is?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what does BG stand for? Then?
So it was Player Unknown Battlegrounds was the original title. Now it's called PUBG Battlegrounds. So it's PUBG. It's Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
It's like the fucking meme where it's like shaking my head kind of type shit again.
Yeah.
SMH my head.
I don't know.
It's like I wasn't in The Wire.
No, even as
Great
like
interview.
as a Blackpink fan, I'm still not gonna download PUBG. Like it's just cool. There's some cosmetics, and I'm not invested in the game at all. Like if they did have something like a concert, like they did do with like Fortnite, I might download it again. Like I own it. I own the game. I could download it right now, and then.
But that's the difference, right? That's the difference, though, because PUBG you have to pay for still. You have $20, right? You go to Fortnite, it's completely free. You don't have to pay for anything. You just go in there.
Unless you want that awesome Rift Ariana Grande skin. Like
yeah, I'm surprised
they.
they.
When if they ever do a BTS kind of thing or a Blackpink kind of collaboration, they're gonna have skins that are gonna be right there, right? They're gonna have
They're gonna both have black and they're both gonna have pink.
If they ever have the BTS one, they're gonna have all the members as skins. So people are gonna have to buy all the members.
Let's be real here. So if you played PUBG recently, it's literally just turned into a cosmetic, like dress up your waifu simulator. That's literally what it's turned into, because all the clothing is all female. It's all skimpy, of course, and then it's just here, keep shooting people so you can get these stockings for your character. That's what PUBG has turned into.
There is in the actual video from the PUBG Battlegrounds Twitter, there are definitely characters which they need to like. They put a disclaimer: the faces that are on the characters during this trailer are not available with the Blackpink collaboration. Just as a heads up, the helmets are, but the faces that are on the actual characters are not.
Yes, you can shoot Blackpink.
There are shorts, and there is short shorts with like leggings and stuff like that, which is honestly that is like the type of style that like the Blackpink group specifically wears. So that's on brand for Blackpink. And having obviously
they're not
what's up.
They're not in the streets like Ariana Grande shooting AK-47s, willing to take damage. Right? She'll actually be in the battlefield. You're just like, you borrow our clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They don't go hard like Ariana Grande.
That's how they've done it. That's how they've done all their kind of collaborations.
Can our thumbnails be Ariana Grande with an AK-47?
To be able to but we also need to think of like licensing agreements and like to get someone's likeness in a game, especially if you're looking at Blackpink, which I know for like the group here it's not super big, but Blackpink is a multi-million-dollar like essentially you could think of it as like an LLC. Like Blackpink is a company. Big Bang is a company. BTS is also like a specific company in itself because they don't just sell music. Like I understand like here, like they just like when it comes to bands or like music like Ariana Grande, yeah, they're in the game. But people like for example, BTS has a reality show. They're on shows constantly. They're doing like everything else. And by show, I mean there's an actual BTS show where you can watch them at their house in Korea. Like there's a show for that. Like there's
Mm.
multiple things, and it's a constant like.
Did you watch the show?
You can watch it
Yeah.
You watched
online.
it?
But do
No,
you
I haven't not
watch the
watched
show?
it, but there's specifically like clips online where you see like one of the guys like eating a clementine every morning. That's how they start off the episodes. It's like him. He wakes up in the morning. You just see like a morning shot of their house, and he walks out and eats a clementine. And that's how they start the episode.
Oh, just like The Sopranos. Every season, Tony has to walk down the driveway, get the paper,
Yeah.
make sure nobody's watching.
Yeah.
his
No,
house.
there's just it's
Every
a
season.
multitude, and having the actual likeness of like Jenny and the rest of the gang from Blackpink in PUBG, that would be way too expensive for
Yeah.
PUBG. If they want to be able to stay afloat, they would not have the ability to buy the likeness of these characters
But
because
that's why I
But
feel
they're
like
gonna make
Fortnite would
dummy
be the way to
money.
go. I feel like Fortnite would be the way to go.
Fortnite's
Oh,
got to
yeah.
be. If
Yeah.
you see, okay. By the way, if after this, definitely check out the video of the Ariana Grande. It's probably DMCA'd like crazy, but the video, like, it looks incredible for what they did, and I can't wait for more or acts. BTS sounds perfect for this, and the way that they implement the world, because it's not a normal concert. They're like 1,000 feet tall, and you're flying around them and
Yeah.
bouncing off shit, and like it looks incredible. So, yeah, I look forward
Yep.
to that.
Hitting your target audience.
Yeah.
From just an engineering aspect, as a developer, I'm just like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The way that they can do that is
And it's multiple performances, so if you miss the first day, it's gonna come back a little bit later too. So
Yeah.
that is awesome. I'm sad about this next news.
Yes. On the next news trend,
R.I.P.
Saber Interactive's Evil Dead game has been delayed into next year. This comes from Eurogamer's Matt Wales. This sucks. I hate it. I hate
your
everything
time.
about it.
Take your time.
Yeah. It sucks though, because I really wanted something to play this year that was Evil Dead related. I've been waiting way too long. I think the last game we played was fucking Fistful of Boomstick or Regeneration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, you know, we actually had this conversation at lunch. There are too many games, and I'm glad that they're at least being spaced out. This is one of those games because Back for Blood is probably going to take up the spot, and I'm going to be playing a lot of Back for Blood.
No.
So-
Dardock, hear me out. Beethoven concert. That'd be amazing.
dude, they would blow that.
Fortnite.
You'd be
Dude,
on the
give me-
you'd be
give
on
me
the
a
piano.
Beethoven.
Give me a Beethoven.
you think those Zoomers would sit there and listen to Beethoven?
No, I would have listened to Ludwig
They
van.
wouldn't. I would.
Beethoven.
That's the thing, I would.
Can I see a Beethoven concert?
Honestly, if they had Daddy Hayden concert, I would so tune in for that.
So good. Who needs Evil Dead when you got family? Not cool. Not cool. By the way, you guys have no idea that you solved our listener question problem by using that, because we could do that for days.
Yeah. Again, shout out to Avenged for that. That was fucking genius.
Yeah.
We need more Dominic Toretto quotes in our.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say this right now. With all the games that are being delayed until next year, it's going to end up being a April Ludgate situation where she forgot that March 31st exists. So she books like 90 meetings in one day because she thought March
no.
31st didn't exist. And this is what's gonna happen. All of us saying like,
Love
you know what? I'm really
that.
happy that these games are being spaced out this year. Next year it's gonna be like, my bank's done. I don't have any money. There's too many games. Half of it, like, these people feel pressured to actually release them now. So now we're like drowning in video games that are available. Like, I get, like, it's gonna be great, but right now the amount of games that have been delayed till 2022, what games are being released in 2021 other than like really prime
Halo, maybe.
Halo, maybe.
Maybe.
New World.
Maybe.
New World.
New World is not
Call
releasing.
Call of
And
Duty.
It's funny.
Okay, on the next notion, we're gonna go to the next one, which is New World. Right?
Yeah, we'll
Oh
get
my
back to
God.
we'll come back to this conversation for you because New World came up.
Yeah, New World. That's the next thing, right? Amazon's New World has been delayed a fourth time, yeah, which is true. Fourth time.
Just
Fourth
weeks.
This is what I mean. The
Jesus
fourth
Christ.
fucking time. This game has
should
to
think they're-
come out now.
What makes you think they're
Just-
gonna do a fifth? What makes
Just
you think
delay
it?
it to
No,
2021.
game is-
Everyone else is doing
this
it.
is how this is how the trajectory is gonna be for this game. It's gonna come out. They're gonna be like, we're gonna fix it while the game is out.
No,
They're gonna throw in
no,
updates. That
no.
is how this.
You know
game is
what?
gonna
Actually,
go,
so
and this is
I
how
held
this game is going to die.
I
That
held
is
my
exactly
tongue.
how
I held
it's
my
gonna
tongue a little bit when you were talking about it earlier. But Asmund, I hate to keep bringing him up, but guy knows his shit and he knows where to look. he was doing some reviews on like after his playthrough of it and just looking at some Reddit posts on it, and people are surprisingly wanting them to just release the game broken and fix it as they go.
Why?
No.
Who would want that?
No.
I don't know. Let me get this straight here. If you want a developer to release a game just because you can't wait a few more months and possibly destroy all those people's work plus, time from fans, you're a fucking idiot.
This is gonna be the same people in about 2 months. They're gonna complain. Why didn't you guys delay this game?
Exactly.
It's gonna be the exact same people.
No, these are the people who are like, I took 3 weeks off for this game. Why can't you just release it now? It's like,
yeah.
Are you stupid? Why'd you take 3 weeks off for this game? You debated yourself, you fucking idiot.
Quick question about that. Can I quick side note? If you take vacation time to play a game, can you just not take the vacation time if it gets deleted? Like, can you take that back? Is there take
Some
backs?
places no.
It depends on the company.
For a lot of companies, at the beginning of the year, you have to put in your vacation request for the entire year, and then maybe you get it, maybe you don't, but then
Damn.
that's your vacation.
That's
what
why
seniority
unemployment
games
feels
don't
like
play
constant
and stuff,
vacation. So that makes sense. Okay, got it.
Yeah, if you take 3 weeks off and you're pissed because a game gets delayed, so then the game can come out better for people who want to play it, go outside.
I know people in the
There's
chat
an
that
open
have
world
played-
out there.
Like I know
Go
people in
fucking
chat
chop a
that have
tree,
played,
an actual tree.
I know people in chat right now that have played New World, right? Like
Yeah.
they're like, because I know Nardog, he's got really into New World. I know like Persia really got into New World and stuff like that. But I know for a fact that a lot of people would rather have a full complete game than them releasing something that is shit and then being like, oh, we're gonna update it as the game as we progress through it. Because the problem, as a person that's played MMOs, the biggest problem that comes into games of these things is content. If you do not have content in the first 4 months that your MMO is out, your MMO is just gonna it's not gonna keep its player base.
I know what you're talking about. I'm still playing Avengers.
It's not gonna keep the content.
As soon
it's
as
not gonna keep
Avengers is not $40, I will play it with you. I just really don't want to pay $40 fucking for Avengers.
I know.
Avengers is worth
the
maybe
instant
10.
it goes on
Yeah,
sale.
fuck
or if
you.
somebody wants to
It's
gift
worth
it to me,
maybe, honestly, it's worth maybe free to play.
I
With
would
my
pay
gift,
$20.
$20 is
I
a
would
good.
pay
$20 is
$20
too
for
much
it.
for that game.
Fuck you. You even tried it.
15. I
do
did
it.
actually. I started it up.
If somebody wants to gift me Avengers, I really want to play it. I just cannot.
If you had a PC, I will.
Yeah, maybe if there's a
This is-
sale coming up, which there
but-
probably is.
The main thing I want to say about it though is like when MMOs are a whole, like Avengers is not an MMO. That's just a shared world thing or whatever they call it. I don't know what they want to call it. But an MMO, you need to have content every 3 months. Every 4 months, you have to have something new that goes into the game. Because people are just gonna leave and go play something else. That's gonna have a better content cycle than that. Because MMOs, they thrive on player base, right? That's the biggest thing they thrive on is player base.
And the player base thrives on content.
Yeah, and
If there's
they
no
thrive on
content, you won't get your player base. You don't get your player base, you don't get your money, and then you end up like Final Fantasy 1.0. I had something to say a minute ago and I lost it. Damn it.
No, it doesn't. The idea of releasing it early, or at least I know that it's been delayed 4 times, but if it's been delayed 4 times, delay it for a longer period of time. Just delaying it a few weeks isn't going to help anything. Having it release, yes, there are going to be a small fan base that are like, yeah, release it now. It'll be fine. Like, you can just work on it. The majority of the people, it's going to be a freaking Cyberpunk 2077 again, where everything's going to be broken to hell. People are going to be pissed about it. And then, especially with people putting MMOs on a pedestal that we're currently seeing right now with Final Fantasy 14, you're going to bomb. It's not going to work out. Like, yeah, everyone's going to play it for maybe like a few weeks, and then they're not going to go back to it. They're just going to go back to Final Fantasy 14 at this point, or just one of the other copious amounts of MMORPGs that have been out for years that actually run smoothly. Because this is what happened with Star Wars: The Old Republic. People got really excited about it for the first few months, and then they're like, wait, there's actually no endgame content, so they left. It was the same thing when Final Fantasy 14 came out. As a World of Warcraft player at the time, I watched my friends leave to go play that game, and then they came back to play when they were playing like Final Fantasy 11, and then when I heard about Final Fantasy 14, it just didn't work out properly until they did Realm Reborn. It's just, at this particular point, recognize that your game isn't working properly. Take the beta weekend that they had and realize, you know what, it's not ready to be released, and just take that opportunity to delay it. I understand that there are quotas that you need to specifically meet and that you need to get the game out in a certain amount of time, but like, if you recognize that the game isn't good, just go to the freaking meeting with like 2077 and freaking what is it? No Man's Sky, and say like, it's either we have a good game or we have this. Like, which one do you want us to do? Like, because
Yeah.
this isn't the standard. Like, we've seen what happens when people release half finished games and then hope for the best. It doesn't work out properly. The fan base, as much as they're going to say that they're supportive, they're not going to be. They'll turn their backs on the game in like 2 weeks. It's not worth the struggle, and it's not worth, like, yeah, you're going to get money at the beginning, but then you're just going to lose it. All you need to do is just be like, hey, for the people who bought it before this particular date, here's a fucking mount that says thank you for pre-ordering the game.
New World has no mounts.
Here's a here's a fucking here's a shoe that has the I was there
yeah, just like a fucking
sign on it
plaque.
or something like that.
I don't know, a tattoo on your forehead that says I was here before this date.
It's damaged.
Like, whatever that might be, just like, it just doesn't make any sense to release a game when it's not complete. I don't care if it's an MMO.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I will say, when it comes to delays, I am kind of glad that they are delaying it. It is a double-sided sword, though. I do feel like when you have a game like this, it has been delayed 4 times. At some point, you guys need to just take a longer fucking delay.
Yeah.
Look, okay.
Yeah.
So
Stop delaying it so many times.
Stop putting a date on it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Stop putting a date
Stop
on
putting
it,
a
dude.
date on it. Yeah.
Dustin said literally a split gate, which is right now in early access still, but like it has a beta tester badges for the people that are beta testing it.
Yeah,
Right?
let's do
Look at
something
Final
like
Fantasy 14. When you beat ARR, the people that have played Final Fantasy 1.0 are listed.
Are there?
Every person that played 1.0 is listed in the credits.
I'm probably there
People
somewhere in my old fucking
love-
PlayStation
Oh,
logo tag.
People love limited content. People love the idea, like, hey, I'm gonna get a fucking bonus if I buy it right now. I'm saying this as someone who bought fucking Endwalker 2 weeks into playing Final Fantasy 14 because I knew I was gonna get a fucking mount. Was it almost $100 Canadian? Absolutely. Did I give a flying fuck? Absolutely not, because it was worth it in my opinion. But just give people just like a special like option, or you get your name on the, like, do the same thing that people do all the time in fucking videos for Patreon. Be like, hey, here are the people who supported us before this particular date when we originally were supposed to release it, or when we were supposed to release it the fourth time, but then here we are. Like, just provide options for your player base. It doesn't need to be an extravagant thing. It can be something small. People appreciate it, but like, this isn't the time. You've seen what other games have, like, you've seen the trash on the specific like road, and you need to recognize it before you try to bring it out yourself. I'm not saying the game's going to be trash. I'm just saying that like, people have died on this road, and you need to recognize that, and you do not want to be the next game that just comes out and stumbles and falls because you want to get a game out faster.
Yeah, I do have to also mention that people are getting mad about this whole delay thing, not realizing that this is the whole fucking point of a beta in the first place, to test the game, let people try it out. This is a version of the game.
But I put this more on Amazon than anything else. I put this more on the company because Ashes. Okay, so for people that are not versed in the MMO stuff that is happening right now, this is the golden years for MMOs right now. I will say that right now. This year, next year, and the year after is like the time for MMOs. Ashes of Creation just had a technical beta that just came out a little while ago.
I saw that.
Right? They emphasized at the very beginning that this is not indicative of the final product. This is us just stress testing the servers. That's it. The game is still 2 years out or 3 years out. But they just said, we're just stress testing the game. We're just trying to make sure that people can come log into the game. We can get a mass amount of people into an instance server. We can do this. We can do that. That's it. This is all we're testing. Whatever the content is in there right now, that doesn't matter. We're just stress testing it right now. That's it. If Amazon, if the company that is making New World, I know it's Amazon, but there's a company other than Amazon right now making it. I don't know what that company's called. But if they prefaced by saying this is what it should be, then it wouldn't be that bad. But since this game is coming out soon, it just makes it even worse. It puts it into a position where what Aaron Guard is saying also in chat is preventing crunch. They're going to be crunching for the next 5 months on this game.
Which is why I think why even delay it so close? It's almost as if the delay isn't necessary. Just delay it into next year. A lot of the you have more time. The game can come out perfect, and you can be known as a game with a perfect launch. I don't see how the money you're gonna make off that internal whale revenue. I call it whale revenue because every MMO is gonna have these people who, even if it's the shittiest MMO in the fucking world, they'll be dedicated to it. So you're gonna make some of that money back, but you're gonna want to retain the people who love MMOs. And right now, when it comes to PvP, that market is unsaturated right now. And this is the perfect game to fill that void. And you want that to come out perfect. And if it doesn't come out perfect, you're gonna end up like Crucible. And we all saw how Crucible ended up.
Hera.
I was waiting for Hera to just straight up dive kick Fee. Like a fucking dragoon.
Give me the fucking fishing pole.
I thought Hera was gonna straight up Azure Dragoon Fee, just jump up into the air and just dive down like a fucking rocket.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep her distracted because she was running around the room and I didn't want her to accidentally knock one of my wires out. So I'm just because you can tell that she's very I want to play right now because I was working all day. So I apologize for the people who are watching and are getting distracted by this. For the people who are listening, my cat hair is currently on a chair behind. And it's currently playing with her string toy that she's
the sixth
with.
member of the podcast.
Currently beating that ass.
She is currently taking out this freaking toy like it's nobody's business.
Last thing I want to say on delays. Delays are good. They're really good. I can care less if a game gets delayed as long as that game comes out good. And in a time where we live in right now, where these games are coming out fucking broken, AAA titles, everything is coming out broken. We need to have these delays. We need to stop launching games and having them fixed afterward. Fee brought up a good example of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is one of the outliers here, where it shipped broken.
They're good examples,
but they fixed it.
But there's not.
They fixed it, but it should not be the example that people should follow. You know what I mean? They fixed
Stop
it.
selling broken games.
Yeah. If you're going to
Don't do
promise
it.
something, launch what you promise. And if you can't launch what you promise, delay it. But don't fucking delay it over and over and over again. If you need 3 years, delay it for 3 fucking years. Sure, the board meeting people will hate it, but at least you gain goodwill of the masses. That's just the way it is. And if you don't gain the goodwill of the masses, you end up like Cyberpunk.
Create reasonable production schedules. What a concept.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And Dustin's
not
right,
that
yeah.
hard, people.
No Man's Sky is infinitely better, but again, you have to realize that it did start off as a very shady practice of, we're promising all this, we're not. The game has none of it. You got debated into buying a $60 game. Have fun. Your $60 game is not worth that now. But again, it should not be an example that should be followed.
And that's the one outlier of all the games we're talking about, right? We're talking about all these games that launched broken and they tried to fix it and they just never got to what they promised. Maybe one singular game achieved that.
Yeah.
That should not be what you're striving for.
Other than Final Fantasy, Realm Reborn, I guess, is also one of those examples, but also Splitgate is another one where it released on PC, no one played it. It got dropped out on Xbox, and it's now exceeding 1,000 times more than they've ever had people before playing the game. And it's a fantastic game. Everyone should play Splitgate.
Mhm.
I'm ready.
So it's absolutely bonkers. But yeah, that is the news segment. We're gonna get into a segment that I specifically have been working on, and I like the name of the title for this week. It's called the free subscription games, and so these are all the free games that you can get this month if you have specific subscriptions. And some of them are just for free. For example, we're going to start off with Epic Games for the month of August coming this week. So from the 5th until the 16th, you can get A Plague Tale Innocence and Speed Brawl. I know a lot of us... Plague Tale is insane, so highly recommend. Plague Tale's very good. My apologies
get up
for
in that
sitting so
mic.
far away. I'm so sorry for being so far away from my microphone. As you can see, I had my cat. I'm going to place this down here, for a few minutes here. So yeah, there is Plague Tale. Definitely recommend that. I'm not too familiar with Speed Brawl, but if that is your thing, then absolutely. Next is PlayStation Plus games for the month. There is Hunter's Arena Legends, Plants vs. Zombie Battle for Neighborville, and then Tennis World Tour 2. Probably out of the three, I'm mostly interested in Hunter's Arena Legends, but I don't think I would be.
I heard it's pretty fun from Blessing and Snowbike Mike that it's one of those games that's like get your ass beat kind of games, and I'm interested. Since it's free this month, I might download and give it a shot.
Nice. Also, we have games with gold. So for Xbox, from August 1st till August 1st to August 31st, you have Darksiders 3. August 16th to the September the 15th is Yooka-Laylee. And then August 1st to August 15th is Lost Planet 3. And Gargus, the Mark of the Wolves, is August 16th to 31st month.
Yeah. And Space
Darksiders
Jam.
is fun. Darksiders is great. Ukulele is okay.
I'm happy it's free.
Still into it, dude. How many times have we got ukulele?
I got
for free?
it so many times. I have so many.
I got it from Humble Bundle. I've got it on I think I got it on PlayStation. I think I got it on Xbox already.
Yeah. Also, a Space Jam, a new Legacy game is free as well on Xbox. So enjoy that.
Yeah. Nice. Next is Prime Game Loot. If you have your Amazon linked with your Twitch account, you do have access to these Prime Game Loot. And also a side tangent, if you haven't already and you have your Prime subscription, feel free to use your Prime subscription and your free sub for the month with Point in Progress. You can do so with the little sub icon below our video. So yeah, it's greatly appreciated. You can get Lost Horizon 2, another Lost Phone Laura's Story.
Fantastic game. Play these games.
Is it?
Yes.
There's a lot of games on this list that I was really interested in. That was one of them. Planet Alpha, a normal Lost Phone.
That's the first game.
Oh, it is? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they're both on there. The one that I'm really excited about is Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, because point-and-click adventures are my fucking jam. So I'm super excited for that one. Metamorphosis and Secret Files Tunguska is
I will not save you on that one. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, so those are the free games that you can get this month with Prime Loot. And obviously, I'm going to end the segment
I
with...
knew it.
Wait, are we getting anime?
No.
We are talking about
Stadia.
Stadia. Of course we're talking about
yeah.
Stadia. Because Stadia is absolutely fantastic. We have 5 games for the month of August. It came from Space and Ate Our Brains. Killer Queen Black, which I've heard nothing but good things.
Yes.
Grime is one of them. Another is Epistory Typing Chronicles, which if you played Mavis Beacon when you were in school,
game?
it is a typing freaking adventure game, Sly. And not only that is when you need to do things like attack or use like a fire ability, you actually have to type fire related words. So
I remember you playing this one.
Yes. So
You were,
words will
yeah, I remember
appear.
you playing this one.
It is really good. It's all like specifically like the entire board and your character are actually made by storybooks and origami. So it's like really cool art. The style is fantastic. You're riding on a fox creature. It is really cool. Highly recommend it. It is a trip. I would like to say I'm a very fast typer. And some of the words are like 16 letters long, depending like when you get even
My God.
so I don't even know what's happening there.
What's
but
with all the numbers in the dock?
I've
That was my mouse.
oh, that was you. Oh,
I
weird.
grew up. Look, Fee, I grew up on typing of the dead. Okay, I know how this goes.
Yeah,
It's
so-
the mouse.
Gotcha.
Pressing buttons all the time.
I honestly thought someone was just typing in numbers to count how long it took me on the Stadia segment. So I appreciate the fact that it was just button pressing.
No, that's good.
I gotta do the lost numbers. Ready?
No.
4, 8.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
no, stop.
Yeah.
Quickly, we gotta play Killer Queen Black as a team, as a family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We,
We got to play Back for Blood as a team.
That as well.
Yeah.
We definitely have to do that too.
we can all sign up and get it for free.
I mean, I
Thanks
have
to
it on
our
I have it
homie.
on the Switch. If it's crossplay, I can play it immediately.
Or you can get it. You can get it for immediately if you have Stadium, just saying.
That is true. We can all
You
play
don't
it right
download
after the
it.
stream, but apparently we got to go to Harv stream, so we'll figure it out. We'll
What?
figure it out.
I'm just saying we can do it. That's a plan for next week, my dear.
All
We
right,
can
sounds
definitely
good. We're playing.
I want to give a quick shout out to Mark Forsyth for the Back for Blood beta code.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
We're gonna
you.
play the shit out of that
Yeah.
at some point.
Yep.
When I'm
and
not
the other-
mining
downloaded.
cobalt,
Of course.
it's selling skooma.
We gotta get into it.
And the other free games for the week are Valkyria Chronicles 4, well, the month. And then this weekend, for listeners, if you have Stadia, they are offering a Far Cry 5 weekend for free. And you can sign up. You do not, you would need to be a pro subscriber. But if you want to become a pro subscriber, let me know.
You could beat that game in a weekend, so definitely give it a shot.
Nice.
Just give it a shot. I played it. I vaguely enjoyed it, but your miles will vary. Free's a good tryout spot. It's a pretty game.
Nice. Yeah, that is the end of the segment. Yeah, once again, if you want to check out any of these games, you can look online. All of these, except for Epic, they're specifically subscription. They're free that you get. So utilize those free games that you're paying each and every month for those subscriptions for. So
Yeah.
definitely take that opportunity to get it.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I need to put out there that I need to hard out now at this point. I was supposed to, 7:45 was kind of like what
Well,
mine was.
We're
But-
basically there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we good? Like, can we
Well,
hard
but-
out now?
I mean, I think we can add. Okay, this is suspense for next week. We're gonna tell Sly if they should watch the Fast and Furious movies. We're all gonna come in with pitches.
That is gonna be the two of you mostly.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Next week's
This is a suspense for next
is-
week.
This is a
We'll
suspense.
Sly-
Sell me on Fast and the
We'll
Furious.
Sly watch Fast and Furious.
I'm
One of
on-
us is going to die.
Yep. And then randomly come back
Which
in the
one?
series, and no one's gonna know why.
That's right.
It's gonna be really fucking confusing.
Someone's
But-
going to come back.
Spoiler
They're going to
alert.
die. But in the next season, they're going to come back with a mustache.
Correct.
All right, we're at the
And
end of the show.
But it's a totally different character. Same actor, totally different character.
And I'm going to tell you about my favorite Fast and the Furious movie, the best one of all time, the one, the only Tokyo Drift. So we'll get into that next week, guys.
Yes.
Tokyo Drift's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the best, the only
Frank,
good option.
we never
Anyway,
watched it.
We're back.
And remember, we have a new Pip slogan. Who needs progress when you have family?
There you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
all right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to tell you where to fucking find Harv because he decided to leave again. So you can find Harv online at Beard in the Hair. He is going to be streaming right after this. If you want to tell him what he's eating, you can go over to twitch.tv/Beard in the Hair. This is probably the nicest promo I'm going to give him because if I could think of something on the spot and I wasn't tired, I could probably come up with a joke thing about anyway. for
Investigate the
Twitch-
Armoire
there you
game.
go. There you go. Twitch, his Twitter, all that. Go check out his stuff. He's a great guy. I'm gonna actually compliment him until he comes back, and then I'm gonna actually pretend like I've
We
been
should
insulting him.
we should actually just kick him out. Just
Great
kick.
guy, good guy.
Won't that ruin the?
You should make a thing pop up
beard.
before.
Can't Mario in post? Can you just put a picture of Willem Dafoe there?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. There it is.
Willem
Yeah.
Dafoe, you're so cool.
Man.
Oh, hey, Harv's back.
Man.
Harv, we gave your
Yeah.
outro for you. Oh, you can't hear me right now.
Yeah, he can't even hear. Okay, so Frank, where
fuck
can
that
people
guy.
find you?
Harv, we actually gave your outro if you do want to go.
Yeah,
No, Frank's gonna go. We already gave Harv's outro.
Yeah.
yeah, we already did it. You can find me here at Point in Progress, where family is important to me. Family is key in survivability. You can find me at Twitch at Kestrel1A, where I post random videos and talk shit. And that's basically just about it. Oh, you can find me in the streets of Eorzea selling skooma.
Okay,
What?
Mario, next.
You can. I don't know what's happening right now. Oh, Frank just left. Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, what?
Harv.
Oh, Harv. Oh, Harv. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What is this?
Wait,
oh,
Harv's
okay.
first?
That's why there's a stream.
Oh, I get it. We're all fucked up.
Okay.
All right, Mario, where can people find you?
You can find me at that Mario Rivera on only on the YouTubes because it's still banned on Twitter. YouTube.com/
I just want to say there's a watch stream thing that's happening right now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Hold on
Why?
one second. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. All right. Hold on. There we go.
How many
Okay.
streams do you have, family?
Okay. We're all messed up now. Now Harv's back. You can find me at that Mario Rivera, and
There's
that's
still a stream up.
just the Google. Find me
we
on
go. Now
TikTok.
we're good.
Find me
Now
on TikTok. Is there a bee in your house? Okay, continue.
Cool. TikTok. Sly, where can people find you?
At Slyclone MC everywhere. And except for Duolingo, we're at Slyclone. Please add me on Duolingo. I need friends.
Valid. Y'all can find me at twitter.com/Loranix. You can also find me here on Twitch. I'm hoping to start up. I know I keep on saying that, but it has been a hell of a 2 weeks, guys. So that's why I haven't been streaming. You can also find me over at Speaking of Stadia, where I talk about Stadia with two of my good friends, Jake and Aaron, and it's just chaos energy. And they're both great guys. Definitely check us out over there on YouTube at Game Source Network and all that fun stuff. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone who hung out with us this evening. Frank, who is your dedication this episode?
Tilda Swinton.
Okay.
Shout out to
fantastic.
Tilda Swinton.
Okay,
Alright.
cool beans. Well, this is episode 22. Look forward to hanging out with all of you next week. And progress.
Who needs
has
progress when you have family?
Family has been made.
Fee gets
No! This is not.
That sounds dirty. Progress has been made. Bye.